Earlier in the course, in the section about arrays, we had this exercise to count the number of occurrences of a given element in an array. So this is the solution we wrote for this exercise. If you don't have this, download the source code for all the exercises for this course. You can find this at the beginning of the course in the first section. So in this project, if you look in the arrays folder, the fifth exercise, count occurrences. So I copied that code into index.js to use for this exercise. Now, this function has a tiny problem. Here we're assuming that the first argument is a valid array. What happens if we call this function with a Boolean? We get this error, uncaught type error. Array.reduce is not a function because here we're calling array.reduce and Booleans don't have this reduce method. The same happens if we pass null or undefined or a number. When we pass null, we get a different error. Cannot read property reduce of null. So here we need to modify this function and add error handling. So this is what I want you to do for this exercise. If this first argument is not an array, I want you to throw an exception. Then wrap these two lines with a try-catch block. You can also wrap these entire 3 lines all together in a try-catch block. It doesn't really matter. One of these lines is going to throw an exception. That is the second line, the call to count occurrences function. So there, catch the exception and log it on the console. Again, very simple exercise. It just helps you get used to working with exceptions. You will see my solution next. So in this function, first, we need to validate the first argument. Earlier, you learned about array.isArray method. So we can pass this first argument here. And if this is not a valid array, we want to throw an exception. So throw new error, invalid array. You can add any error messages here. It doesn't really matter. Now, we want to wrap this code in a try-catch block. So try, we put these 3 lines there, and then catch. Here we add an identifier for our exception, the error object that we are throwing here. We get that and display its message property on the console. Save the changes. And here's our error message.